Good afternoon. Yes, there are well over 1,000 people here on the lawn, and they're here today for a specific reason. That is because the legislature is inside the building of which steps we stand on, making a decision on whether to extend the governor's emergency powers, whether to extend the state of emergency that we have here in our state. There's a time limit on how long she can hold the state of emergency before the legislature has to approve it. And these folks out here want them to vote no. If that did happen, our understanding is that the executive orders, the emergency orders that are in place right now would essentially become null and void. They would end because the state of emergency would be over. So that's what you see out here. It's a bit of a deja vu, except this time the protest is largely front and center right here on the Capitol lawn. You can see there's not too many in the way of masks being worn, not too much in the way of social distancing happening out there. The concern here clearly isn't about the coronavirus, but instead about the governor's executive orders that these folks say they feel is infringing on their rights. It's raining, it's cold, but it certainly doesn't seem to be dampening the enthusiasm that these folks have, and we can see that even from here behind the stage.
Leon,
back to you.
Have you talked to many of the protesters to figure out exactly what they want? Do they want restaurants reopened? Do they want the ability to go back to their employer? They want to go back to work? Do they want to go to the salon? Do they want to get their hair cut? Do they want to go to the gym? Or is this simply a display of what they believe is governmental power, and maybe this protest is against that governmental power, not necessarily getting back to a status quo?
You know, I think if you ask these folks here that question, they'd probably give you one broad answer, and that's freedom. That's what many of the signs say. That's what they're talking about here. The specifics, to what degree they want to see things lifted, I bet that varies by an individual. But what they're saying is the governor, in their opinion, has crossed the line between protecting us and invading our freedoms, and that's what they're concerned about, and that's what they're protesting here. I've heard some of the speakers compare this to the civil rights movement and things of that nature. That's the kind of fight they feel like they're in right now during this time of emergency.